Welcome back to the Coach's Corner, and welcome to week number 10 of high school football.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, your Admirals are on a roll again. We had a great week in week 9. Played our arch rival Biloxi Indians and handled them very, very convincingly at home. We now will play this week for a region title in D'Iberville, something we haven't done for a long time. Looking forward to that. We have a great show tonight. We have QB1 Parker Nettles in the house and Andre Peters, linebacker Andre Peters. A lot of good stuff to listen to tonight, a lot of stuff to get to. Let's bring Coach Pinnock out real quick. Coach Pinnock, welcome back.
How you doing, baby?
Great to have you.
Absolutely. I appreciate it, man. Good time coming off another homecoming win and moving on to now the big one.
Yeah. So speaking of that homecoming win, right?
Yep.
Not only was it homecoming, it was our arch rival Biloxi.
Yeah.
A convincing 35-0 victory.
Got to love that. It was a good one. Started off kind of slow offensively. A couple drops here and there, just kind of looked a little bit. But once we settled in, defense played great. They quickly got the ball back for us, got it in great field position. Had a couple of big plays to start us off on the reverse on the third series, and then obviously we go down there and score. And then once that happens, we just kind of go back to back to back. And then obviously we finished the half with an awesome play right there by Javon Anderson. Had a block field goal, returned it 99.5 yards to the house to go into halftime with a 21-0 lead, and they are 28-0 lead. And then after that we scored pretty quickly in the third quarter and got the clock running. Got to love that in high school football.
Yeah, we look good in all phases.
Yep.
Speaking of phases, our defense. That's a second straight shutout at home.
I know.
From Coach Green's defense.
Yeah, that's awesome.
What's driving that consistency?
I think one making teams one-dimensional, all right, and taking like we do a phenomenal job being physical, taking away the running game, and then trying to get them into obvious passing down situations. And so once you get them into that blitzing set or get them into that passing set, you're able to throw some blitzes, get some exotics out there. We're playing good coverage in the back end, and once again continuously pressuring the quarterback. And to me, when you get high school quarterbacks, they don't really progress very well as far as one read to the second read and all that, and we've done a great job of kind of getting to him before he gets to that point, and then they get in the scramble mode, and then we're making great plays and tackles and such. Yep.
So a tremendous victory in week 9.
Yeah,
that sets up a big stage this week, right?
Ain't no doubt. Yes,
we go to D'Iberville tomorrow night to play for the Region 4 title, basically. If we win that game, we're the champs.
Yeah. That's exactly right, and this is my third year here. This is the third time we've been in this situation because, the previous 2 years, this week is Ocean Springs week, right? And so we come in undefeated and all that, and we go into play. Well, so now we're in a similar situation. The opponent is different, and so you love that about our program, consistency in that aspect of it, but now we got the Ocean Springs monkey off our back, weeks ago, and so now it's going into a different animal. And so we're going on the road. It'll be a big game, obviously, for them. They're doing a good job. They're 7-1 with their lone loss coming to Ocean Springs, actually. And so we understand what's at stake. Our guys have had a phenomenal week of practice. They're locked in. We kind of talked about it. The second the Biloxi game ended, right, is when we got in the locker room and I talked to the team for a short minute. We're ready to go, and so that the excitement's kind of bled over to the week and all that stuff, and so the focus and preparation and all that's been great so far.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yep.
So we're going to come back a little later in the show, and of course give you the D'Iberville wrap up or the D'Iberville roundup, if you will. We're going to go to a short break real quick, but before we do that, we're going to give you some stats here. The Gulfport High football team, we're ranked number 11 in the Clarion Legend Super 25, so that's the Super 25 in Clarion Legend.
Yeah, that's low.
That's the top 25. Yeah, that's what I was going
to –
So I believe they have Ocean Springs maybe 10 or 9th ahead of us. That's got to be some good bulletin board material.
Yeah, no, it is, man. It is. Obviously they got the one loss, and you have those things. But the biggest aspect for us, and the only ranking that I care about right now, is being the 1 seed in the playoffs. And so that's a good part about it. But we're getting recognition. We're in the top 10 at a lot of other polls. I think somebody had us like as high as 7. But like I said, the second the regular season's over, none of that stuff matters until you get as long as you get the 1 seed right there, and then it gives you a chance to make the run that you can in the playoffs.
Sure, but it's always fun watching us just kind of progress up like we're doing.
Oh, it is.
We got
man.
a lot of room to grow too.
Oh, it is, and we're playing really good football right now, and we're playing physical on both sides of the line of scrimmage. Our playmakers are making plays. We're playing consistent in all phases of the game, and so really love the way we're kind of stepping up and playing as a unit, as a team.
Yep. So y'all hang tight with us. When we come back, we'll have Coach Pinnock and his recap of the Biloxi game. And certainly hang tight with us because later in the show, like I said, we'll have QB1 Parker Nettles on, as well as linebacker Andre Peters. Stay with us, Admiral Nation. We'll be right back. Tonight's Coach's Corner is being brought to you in part by Harborview Oral and Facial Surgery Center, located at 1301 25th Avenue, Suite 3, right here in Gulfport. Whether you need dental implants, bone grafting, wisdom teeth removal, cosmetic work, or several other procedures, Dr. Jason Rossetti and his staff have you covered. Their cutting-edge technology and personalized recovery plans help you heal right the first time so you can get back to smiling with confidence. Contact them at 228-867-0121. Their office hours are Monday through Thursday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and Fridays from 8 to 12:30 p.m. Thank you, Dr. Jason Rossetti and your staff, for supporting Gulfport High Admiral football. Hey, Admiral Nation. Your football team and coaching staff wants to take this opportunity to say thank you for all of the support and encouragement shown so far this year. The team's hard work is certainly paying off. The Admirals are sitting in first place in Region 4 and looking forward to the remaining opponents on the schedule. Admiral Nation, let's continue to show out for the Admiral football team. Let's make sure to have a lot of fun and make lots of noise at the remaining games. Don't forget the Admirals have only 2 home games remaining before the playoffs begin. And those 2 games involve big-time rivals in Biloxi and Harrison Central. We will host the Indians on October 24th and the Red Rebels on November 6th right here at Milner Stadium to close out the regular season. Admiral Nation, we need your continued support to finish the season strong and begin our playoff run. So, on behalf of the Admiral football team and coaching staff, thank you, Admiral Nation, and anchor down. Hey, welcome back to the Coach's Corner. And we just want to thank our signature sponsors real quick, Woody's Roadside. They always do such a great job here. Doug and his team roll out the red carpet for Gulfport High Athletics. Please, if you're in the neighborhood, if you're ever in the neighborhood, please stop by. Tons of TVs in here. Great venue. All right, so let's get on with the game recap of Biloxi. Coach, offensively, it seemed like we could do whatever we wanted. It's kind of the same theme for the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Parker had a strong night. I believe the stats were 19 for 26, a couple of touchdowns, 192, just under 200 yards passing. What stood out the most with his execution?
Well, I'll tell you this, and he's had a lot of games that are like that, kind of that 17 of 24, that 19 of 25, that kind of thing, and living in that 190 to 220 yard mark and with a couple of touchdowns. And a lot of these things, he's doing so well with the decision making right now. Just the poise, I think, is what stands out because, for about 3 or 4 games in a row, we are getting a defense that the opponent has not really played. They're trying to throw some games at us. They're trying to do something different to try to stop the running game, try to stop the pass, and so trying to give us a little bit of something to throw us off kilter. And he just handles it like a champ, and he has a lot of decisions to make each and every snap with some of our RPO throws, with some of our bootlegs, some of our access, all those things. And so the way he's going about handling it with all if you watch us play, we motion damn near every snap. Yeah. And we got a ton of personnel groupings, a lot of formations, and he is handling that like a pro, a true game manager out there. And then when people try to load the box when you saw it the other night, you try to load the box on him, we're able to push the ball down the field and make huge plays in the passing game. And so that's kind of been the next level evolution from his game. Being in the pocket, making it out of the pocket, and extending plays and that kind of thing is taking us offensively to a next level.
Yeah, and it's obvious that he looks more comfortable.
Yes.
But could you take Admiral Nation a little deeper into just how comfortable and how much progressed he's become with the playbook and checkoffs.
Yeah, no, I mean, absolutely. I mean, kind of on any given play, we have up to 3 to 4, decisions that the quarterback has to make, whether he has leverage or access to one side of the field. Then that's a pre-snap thought process, and then is there a conversion based off the way the coverage is playing into the route it gives. And then after that, there's a whole post-snap read, whether we hand or give, to throw to multiple progressions, whether it's an inside slant or it's some kind of an outside in route right there, to be able to take it. And based off the coverage rotation is what gives him. And right now he is handling those things as a pro. And I tell you, the best part about it is, we go through, him and I meet together each and every day for our position meetings, and having that rapport with him to be able to regurgitate some of the coverage that I'm giving him that we're going to see, and him to give it back to me. What does he like? What doesn't he like? Why does he not like it? Or whatever, and he's able to kind of see it, which really shows me how much of the game he's really starting to understand, and his progression from when we first got here to kind of, I think I know the answer, to I absolutely know the answer. And so that's been, I think, what you've seen on the field. Yeah,
it's been really fun to watch him grow and his confidence grow. And it really, once you get embedded and feel more comfortable with the system, you become more of a leader just more naturally.
Yeah, and I think that's part of it. He's not second-guessing himself, right? And I think on the early RPO reads, I think I see what I'm supposed to, but I don't know for sure. Now he's just gripping and ripping it. So he's doing a phenomenal job with it.
Yep, leading the offense great. We look good again last Friday night defensively. This group continues to show up week in, week out. What was the key to their dominance again with Coach Green and the boys?
Golly, Coach Green and the boys. Man, just creating havoc. And that's a word that he uses a lot, and we use as a program on our defensive side. But just doing that, they had a good offensive line. Biloxi does. They got the guy that was the major Division I signee and that kind of thing, and they got a couple others there that are pretty dang good, and two guys in the backfield as their running back and their quarterback that can play, and they're athletic. And so there was a major challenge for us, but I think that obviously we talked about making them one-dimensional. We wanted to stop the run. It was done. They weren't running the football. They did a series here and there, but they weren't. We were suffocating on that aspect of it and making those guys one-dimensional. And so once you did that, then we have some elite pass rushers in Javon Anderson, DeAndre Porkchop Williams, that can get back to the passer, and another one, Juice Robinson, Lawrence Robertson, that if from an interior guy, we move him around a lot to get him singled up. He's one of the better pass rushers I've ever seen from an interior type body. And so doing that, continuing to make plays right there is just continues to be the catalyst, and there's being consistent, with that. And so that's always a really refreshing. It's a relieving mark for me as a head coach to see that.
Yeah. So Biloxi, everyone knows they're our arch rival, right? That's our big game.
Yep.
So that was enough. But when you factor in homecoming week as well, which brings a lot of distractions to these kids, a lot of stuff, a lot of festivities every night. Talk a little bit to your team's preparation, not only physically but mentally for the game.
Yeah, we talk about, just the maturity factor of our football team and, what is the goal, right? And what are we trying to accomplish? And there's not a single man in that locker room that doesn't have an expectation to try to get to a South State or play for a state title. That's the goal. That's what we're doing here. And so the way that we are playing and executing, it's a test now because we don't have time to take a step back, right? And so now we got powder puff games, and they're doing all the stuff at nighttime with toilet paper in the house and doing all this stuff. And so then obviously you got your date and everything. And these are 15, 16, 17-year-old kids, and there's no telling what's on their mind. And so you always worry about that as a coach. But you have to really challenge your leaders, to kind of hold the pulse of the team. And, our coaches as well, they did a good job with their units and everything. And so the biggest aspect for me is just I wanted to see, because I didn't want to harp on it a ton, but I wanted to see where we were from a maturity standpoint. And I think our guys passed that with flying colors.
Oh, they certainly passed it. We looked good. I was worried about it myself, as you do with any high school team, right?
Yeah.
Especially I didn't like the fact of having our rival play, for homecoming, but we answered the bell significantly. That was impressive.
Right.
How do you use a game like that, right, the Biloxi game that we're coming off, as a springboard into this title game tomorrow night?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're talking about just kind of being, all right, look, you keep going 1-0. All right, your preparation determines where your destination is, and that's kind of cheesy when you say it like that. But my point of it is if you just your Monday through Thursdays dictate what your Fridays are like, and I think this team more than any I've had in a long time have really bought into that aspect of it, and so for us, we've already done all the work. You know, we're ready to go. We have a little story time, like I've told you before, with us, and we talked about Kobe Bryant, and he gave an interview one time about about somebody asking him being nervous for one of the NBA Finals games, and he said, "Nuh-uh." He said, and they said, well, why not? You know, and he said, well, I've already made the game-winning shot 1,000 times.
Wow.
You know, and so that's where our guys are. We've already been in this moment before. We've played in playoff type atmospheres already this season. You know, to go to Petal and Picayune, Ocean Springs,
right.
Absolutely. We've played in these big games, and that's why you do that early in the season. We're more than ready for this, and our guys are jacked up and excited about it.
That's really cool to hear. You know, you love to hear any time that a team falls in love with the process, right? Mm-hmm. Not worried about the end result so much as the process. That's awesome stuff. All right, here's just a couple of statistics. We've talked about Parker Nettles on the night. Cooper Crosby had 2 touchdowns, 1 touchdown reception, 134 yards rushing.
Keeps going.
He just keeps making it happen
going.
every week. Anything new on Cooper? Give the Admiral Nation some update on Big Cooper Crosby.
Man, he sees what you get. He's a human highlight reel. You know, I won't give too much away, but he's got his official visit set up with Mississippi State for next week. He's been to Auburn already. But he's just a kid that continues to get what he deserves, and he works so hard, and he's such a great teammate, so unselfish about everything. I will laugh and say this because it's completely out of character for him. But after we had Biloxi was making us on our RPO reads pull it and throw it and do a couple things here and there, and he gets on the headset after one of the series and he just says, "Hey, Coach Mooneyham, make some runs on there, man. Just hand me the ball, and we'll take it." And so he ends up scoring the next 3.
Just keep it simple, Coach.
Yeah, he just ends up scoring the next couple of touchdowns, and we're like, all right, man.
That's good stuff.
Noted.
Yeah,
But
great kid.
He's such a good kid. Yeah.
I couldn't agree with you more. He deserves everything he gets. You will never find a better young man than he is. Okay, so before this break, I'm going to give you all some stats. This Biloxi game that we just played was the 103rd game in the series.
It's crazy.
The record is Gulfport 64 wins to 35 losses and 4 ties.
4 ties. I bet that was awful.
It was the 50th game. So last Friday was the 50th game since Gulfport High and Gulfport East merged.
Okay.
And that was so in that 50 years, Gulfport has won 40 of the contests.
It's called domination.
That is a lopsided rivalry there.
You know, there's an old Biloxi coach that had a famous saying named Bobby Hall. He said he was talking about a different type of rivalry, but he was like, man, it's the only rivalry in America where the same team wins every year. And I was like, well, maybe it's a different rivalry now. Maybe it's the Gulfport Biloxi.
That's fun. So I need to give some props to Coach Jake Chambliss, man. He gives me all these stats each week. I don't know what I'd do without him, but he goes deep in the trenches and the details. I appreciate that, Coach Chambo. Okay, we're up against another break. Hey, stay tuned. When we come back, it'll be QB1 Parker Nettles. Y'all stay with us, folks. We would like to take this time to remind you that Gulfport football's Big Men in the Trenches are sponsored by Gulfside Periodontics of Gulfport. Speaking of trenches, don't let the trench mouth or any array of gum diseases affect your quality of life. When it comes to strong teams, you know the foundation matters. And when it comes to your smile, Gulfside Periodontics is the MVP. From advanced dental implants and laser gum therapy to expert periodontal care, their team is trusted by families across the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Located at 423 Security Square, Gulfside Periodontics of Gulfport uses cutting-edge tech to treat gum disease, restore your smile, and keep your oral health in championship form. No pain, no pressure, just precision care. Contact Dr. Thomas Carter and his staff at Gulfside Periodontics today. Visit them at gulfsideperio.com or give them a call at 228-205-4843. Thank you, Gulfside Periodontics of Gulfport, for supporting Gulfport High Admiral football.
I moved to Gulfport High School my 10th grade year. I was at another high school freshman year. 10th grade year I was virtual, so I hadn't stepped foot on the campus at all. The teachers, they didn't really even know who I was, but they were very helpful and accommodating anything. It was a hard time for everyone, so they were very helpful. 11th grade year when I finally moved on campus, it was great. Everyone was very supportive of the things I wanted to do. They have a place for everyone to belong, whatever you want to do in life, and it's really great.
You can keep up with all things related to Gulfport Admiral Athletics by following the Gulfport Athletics Department on Facebook and Instagram. You can also find each individual team pages on major social media platforms for game day posts, schedule announcements, scores, and more.
Welcome back to the Coach's Corner. I'm here with QB1, Parker Nettles. Parker is really, really looking good this time of year. He's had 4 or 5 weeks that he's just coming off of unbelievable performances. Parker, welcome to the show.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you, man.
Yes, sir.
So another efficient performance. You go 19 for 26, 192 yards, and a couple of touchdowns.
Yes, sir.
How comfortable are you with this offense right now?
I'm very comfortable, but really being comfortable and being confident comes with the preparation we put in during the week, all the walkthroughs, the meetings, the film, just all the practice we put in during the week. That's where it all comes from.
Yeah.
It's just they do a great job of getting us prepared for the game and getting us prepared for our opponent and who we're going to play.
That's awesome. So you talk about all this work during the week. Tell Admiral Nation a little bit, just kind of give us a glossy version of your daily routine.
Okay, so we get out of school. I get out about 12:25, and that's when I go into the field house. And we work out at 1, and then we go through a walkthrough. And we do a walkthrough for about 25 to 30 minutes. And then we go straight to position meetings where it's me, Coach Pinnock, and the other quarterbacks, and Hank, a receiver. And we watch film from whether it be the pass game or D'Iberville or practice, and we just go over what we need to work on and what kind of coverages they're going to run, and then we go out to practice. Well, we have a team meeting sometimes, but we'll go out to practice, and then sometimes we'll go after practice and meetings too for film, more film, just get
a lot of
times
meetings.
we can. Yeah, a lot of meetings, a lot of time to prepare.
That's good stuff. So you and Coach Pinnock, he kind of talked to earlier.
Yes,
y'all
sir.
kind of come together and have your own little meeting as well, right?
Yes, sir. So he's the quarterback coach too as well. So I spend a lot of time with him during the week.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you mentioned your wide receivers are in there as well sometimes. You built very strong chemistry with those guys.
Yes,
Y'all are
sir.
looking really good, really on time. How has that timing and trust developed?
It just keeps getting better each week with this spending more time with the guys. Really just like on a friendship level as well as a player level and working level. It helps whenever you have a good relationship with them, then they trust you on the field. And you can,
So true.
you can go and talk to them if you need to. You can go tell them what we need to do, and they'll actually listen to you and won't just blow you off.
So true. Well, look, man, I've enjoyed watching you throughout the year. One thing that is glaring to me is, and one thing I love about you is just you seem so fiery and emotional out there. You're a really good leader.
Yes, sir. I like to do that.
Can you kind of talk to the Admiral Nation about your mindset, whether it's before the game, during the game, just kind of bring Admiral Nation in.
The mindset that I go into the game with is we're going in to go 1-0 each week. We want to win the game, and we want to do it by any means necessary. But we want to play clean. We don't want to look all out of sync. We want to be efficient with what we do. And so really, it's just go in there, know your job, know what you're supposed to do, and make your right reads.
Yeah.
And everything will work out.
How cool is it knowing you're playing for a region championship tomorrow night?
It's pretty cool. It is pretty cool, but I try not to think about it. I try to keep the main thing, which is to go 1-0 each week.
That's right.
So,
I like that. Keep the main thing the main thing.
Yes, sir.
Well, you've taken big steps like we were talking about in your leadership this season. How do you balance being vocal and staying poised in peak situations?
Obviously, you don't want to get too high, and you definitely don't want to get too low. But it's good to get high at some point in the game, and like something big happens, you try to get the guys all fired up. And then for me, I like to bring it back down to land, and control what I can with the guys.
All right, I'm going to throw a question out of left field at you, all right?
Okay.
You got any superstitions?
Oh, yes. Yes,
right,
I do.
So I was a former player myself that had my own superstition. So tell Admiral Nation one pregame superstition you have.
Pregame. Okay. I listen to before the game, when we go in the weight room before the game, I sit in there and I watch a movie. It's not a certain movie, but I watch a movie each time.
Okay.
Then whenever we get on the bus to ride to the game, I listen to an artist called Rod Wave. I listen to him.
Rod Wave.
Okay. And then right when we get to the field, I turn on NBA Youngboy and I listen to him until the game starts.
Awesome. Man, I love it. Okay. And we're not even getting into the end-game strategy, right? The end-game superstitions.
Oh, see,
that's good stuff.
I don't have any in game except for before the game. I say a prayer when we run out. Like when we go to the sideline, I'll bend down and say a prayer, and then I'll put my helmet back on and get ready to go.
That's awesome, man. So won't you tell the Admiral Nation what it would mean to you to bring home a regional championship? What would it mean to you, the school, the city?
I feel like it would mean it means a lot to me, just knowing that I'll be able to accomplish something that hasn't been accomplished here in a good little minute. In my first year here, it'd be really cool. And just the people that have accepted me and come pretty much like family to me, it'd mean a lot to be able to give that to them, give that to pride in the football program back again.
Awesome. Yep, and you're doing a great job of leading it, right? We're sitting at top right now playing for our region championship tomorrow night in D'Iberville on Halloween night. Ladies and gentlemen, get out there. Let's focus. Let's support our Admirals. Let's get out there and support our quarterback here, QB1 Parker Nettles. Thank you so much for coming on,
Thank
Parker.
you for having me. Sir.
Y'all stay with us. We'll be back after next break, with another player spotlight and our linebacker, Andre Peters. Y'all stay with us. We'll be right back. Are you ready to relax, recover, and feel rejuvenated? Well, we'd like to remind you to take a time out with Revive and Thrive, located at 1073 Acadian Drive, right here in Gulfport. Come enjoy their saunas, cold plunges, contrast therapy, and rejuvenating salt room, or even shut out the world in their sensory deprivation float suite. With state-of-the-art equipment and over a decade of combined experience in the field, these Gulfport High alums are ready to tailor their services to empower you to thrive. So, whether you're getting ready for your next big event or just wanting to feel rejuvenated in your daily life, contact Revive and Thrive to book an appointment or ask about membership options today. Thank you, Revive and Thrive, for supporting Gulfport High Admiral football.
In this changing world, you need to set a course for your future, preparing to navigate life. Ranked one of the top districts in Mississippi, Gulfport School District provides a superior educational experience, anchored in academic excellence, athletics, and cultural activities. Great things are happening here for everyone. Where it all comes together, you can find your place and build your legacy. So come aboard. Your future success will flourish at Gulfport School District.
There's great things happening every day at Gulfport High School, and you can see them on our school's Facebook page, Gulfport High School Academic Institutes at Gulfport, where you'll find student accomplishments, club activities, and our weekly newsletter, The Admiral Anchor. Keep up with what's going on in clubs, organizations, academic classes, and the AIG. You can find the newsletter on the Gulfport High School webpage. Just go to our school tab and click on Admiral Anchor. It's another way to keep up with all the things happening at Gulfport High.
Welcome back to the Coach's Corner. We just want to thank again Woody's Roadside for supporting the Gulfport High Admirals. Thank you, Woody's, for all that you do for Gulfport High Admiral football program. Okay, we are now here with our second player spotlight and linebacker Andre Peters.
Yes, sir.
Good to see you, Andre.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for coming, man.
Thank you for having me.
I love watching you play football, dude.
Yes, sir.
You are fun to watch.
Thank you.
Man, this defense is really just evolved into a dominant force here, especially over the past couple of weeks. What's the pride level like inside the locker room?
The pride level inside the locker room, of course, is going to be high. The way we're coming out playing, pitch and shutouts, things of that nature, coming out being dominant. But also with the pride, we try not to let that get in the way of the main thing. We try to keep the main thing the main thing.
Yeah,
yes,
I like
sir.
that.
Yes,
Parker
sir.
said that. We keep the main thing the main thing.
Yes, sir.
So we got a big game tomorrow night, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're
Yes,
playing
sir.
for a title, going over to D'Iberville. It's Halloween night,
Yes, sir.
right? How do you motivate your teammates? How do you lead your teammates in big games like these?
Just try to motivate them to keep a level head throughout the week. Pay attention to like the little things with preparation, because our coaches always tell us that our preparation separates us from everybody else. We could go out there and just play out there to the standard, but without the preparation that it takes to play to that standard, it won't be the same, if you get what I'm trying to say.
Sure. Fall in love with the process,
Yes, sir.
right? That's good stuff. So you've obviously emerged as a senior leader on this defensive unit. You're an outstanding player. What's been the key to the group, though, the entire group's physicality and discipline each week?
Just knowing what it takes. Knowing what it takes means a lot, because if you're just out there doing it without a reasoning or your why, it's just like you're just doing it. But since we know like what we want out of this, we want to make the long run. We want to go off in the playoffs. We want to win our first playoff game. We want to make a South State appearance and, win it all. So with that being our goal, we have to like keep the main thing in mind.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
That's right. And look, we're getting close, right? We're just a few weeks away from playoffs. It's getting that time. The weather's changing outside.
Yes, sir. I love it.
It's starting to feel like football weather again.
Yes, sir.
So going into D'Iberville tomorrow night, right? Their run game is physical and downhill. They're a physical group.
Yes,
What's
sir.
the message to your defense this week?
Swing first and just keep swinging, and don't stop swinging until that clock goes to 0. Just go out there and be dominant like we know we can be, and just be the leader and just continue to keep everybody a level head, and throughout the game going as more things start to happen, just be that voice to let everybody know that it's just football, play football.
Andre, I've watched you now for about 3 years, right? I watched you as a sophomore start against Madison Central in Milner Stadium. You had a fantastic game there. I knew you were going to be a really good player. But what makes it even better is you're a great leader.
Yes, sir.
Can you kind of tell Admiral Nation, take them on the inside of some leadership characteristics you bring to the table, whether it's in the locker room or on the field? What separates Andre Peters from the rest?
What separates me from Andre Peters III from the rest is the realness. No matter what, I don't care if you're my linebacker that played next to me, my childhood best friend that's playing on the same football team with me. If you're screwing up and I see that, I'm going to get on you about that, because the little things that you're screwing up on may cause us in a 3-point loss in the playoffs that we really, really wanted to win. So, I just got to stay on them about little things and just keeping it real.
That's great.
Yes,
That's
sir.
great. Great leadership capabilities. Now I'm going to shift it a little bit and get into your personal motivation. Heading down the stretch, right? We've got 2 more games left. We've got a huge game tomorrow night. What is your personal motivation? What is Andre? What is it? Is it something when you look in the mirror? What personally motivates you to finish this season by doing?
To just represent myself, represent Andre Peters III, represent my family, represent Gulfport, represent where I come from, represent everything that's connected to me.
That's awesome.
Basically.
Good stuff.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's linebacker Andre Peters, Admiral Nation. He is something to watch out there. And look, before I let you go, Andre, so, I noticed there's something significantly different about your uniform. You got to tell us the story of the cowboy collar, man.
All right, the story of the cowboy collar is kind of a random story. So as most people know, there's a video game called NCAA 26 or whatever.
That's right.
So when 25, the first game that came out, it was on our second game of the season. And one night I was playing the game, and I was creating my player as a linebacker. And as I go through the game, and while I'm creating the player, I'm going across his drip. That's what we call it, the drip, the swag that we wear. So one of the options was to wear a hoodie out the back or a neck collar. And I saw the neck collar, and it just it stuck with it. So I text our linebacker group chat, and I was like, Coach, you think I could buy a cowboy collar? And then he texts back. Everybody else was like, they wanted one. I was like, nah, I got to be the only one to have it. So Coach is like, the first linebacker to reach 100 tackles on the season, he going to buy it for him. And there I did. Reached 100 tackles during the season.
Well, it's a good look, young man.
Yes, sir.
You
Thank
keep
you.
it up. Do
Yes,
not
sir.
do away with it.
Of course.
Andre Peters, thank
Yes,
you
sir.
so much for joining us.
Of course.
All right, we're going to go to another break, and we will be back with Coach Pennick to preview the D'Iberville Warriors. Y'all stay with us.
Tonight's Coach's Corner is also being brought to you in part by Savvy Sliders, located on Highway 49 in Gulfport. Come experience hand-breaded, hand-grabbed, and handcrafted greatness to fuel you up for the big game. Satisfy your savvy taste with their wide range of sliders and other great treats. And these aren't your average sliders. They're more than a bite. They're bold, juicy, and built to actually fill you up. So, if you want to be the star of the pre-game party, bring Savvy Sliders to the tailgate. Savvy Sliders. Eat savvy and be savvy. Hey Admiral Nation, your football team and coaching staff wants to take this opportunity to say thank you for all of the support and encouragement shown so far this year. The team's hard work is certainly paying off. The Admirals are sitting in first place in Region 4 and looking forward to the remaining opponents on the schedule. Admiral Nation, let's continue to show out for the Admiral football team. Let's make sure to have a lot of fun and make lots of noise at the remaining games. Don't forget the Admirals have only 2 home games remaining before the playoffs begin. And those 2 games involve big-time rivals in Biloxi and Harrison Central. We will host the Indians on October 24th and the Red Rebels on November 6th right here at Milner Stadium to close out the regular season. Admiral Nation, we need your continued support to finish the season strong and begin our playoff run. So, on behalf of the Admiral football team and coaching staff, thank you, Admiral Nation, and anchor down.
You can keep up with all things related to Gulfport Admiral Athletics by following the Gulfport Athletic Department on Facebook and Instagram. You can also find each individual team pages on major social media platforms for game day posts, schedule announcements, scores, and more.
Welcome back to the show. Back with Coach Blake Pennick to preview the D'Iberville game tomorrow night for a Region 4A championship game. Coach, D'Iberville 7-1.
Yep.
They're always physical.
That's right.
What stands out on film?
Man, yeah, I think you said it right there, physicality. You know, up front on defense, some big dudes, man. You know, there I think they go probably a couple of them 290 across the board. They have a rush in, number 89 that leads the state in sacks, or he's right up there in the top few. Gets off the rock, and then Triplet, the number 0, the linebacker, 6'2", 210. Looks how you want him to look, you know. And so they do a good job right there on the defense. And then I think everything kind of begins and starts with Wally, the number 3, the quarterback.
Another Wally.
Yeah, another one.
When are they going to run out of those guys?
Shoot, man, I hope this is it, but I think there's another one coming maybe. But anyway, you know, he is a phenomenal. He doesn't look like the old typical D'Iberville offense of old. They've kind of branched out. They're in the gun. They're at some 11, some 12 personnel. You know, they'll actually go 4 wide out there a little bit, and you know they present a lot of challenges to you. So it's a team that's going to be able to throw a lot of things at you, and so you have to be ready for all of them.
Yep. So the challenges that they're going to give us offensively.
Right.
Won't you name some of those? Let Admiral Nation know what we're in store for tomorrow night.
Well, you know, the biggest deal is like I said, the quarterback, and he can take it. He is a heck of a scrambler. A lot of times, you know, to say it, if anything, they probably tell him, hey, you go deep, and I'm just going to break it off if you're not open. And he does a good job of that. He's had a ton of massive plays from a scrambling standpoint, so it really challenges your rush lanes. You have to have a plan to make sure when he breaks the pocket, you're able to be there and make a play. But then he's also good enough to push the ball downfield, and they ended up throwing for over 300 yards against St. Martin a couple of weeks ago. And so, you know, the big thing, they're coming off of a bye week, right? And they knew this game was coming, so they have some things they're probably tinkering with the run game, maybe with the read game a little bit. You know, you trying to use the athlete a little bit to do some things. So we look for a couple of wrinkles. We practiced on several of them so far as you kind of hear through some things. And so to make sure we're ready to go. So, defensively, it's going to be another major challenge.
Yep. Defensively, how do they disrupt teams? Where can we attack them?
Yeah, I think there's spots right there in the box. I really do. And so, we're going to be a team that's going to start with the run game, right? And we're going to use a downhill run game, a little boot action. We're going to RPO some people, and then if they try to really come up, we're able to push the ball vertical and push the ball deep. I think we have enough weapons to be able to really stress them. And so we need to really play clean football. We got to play ahead of the chains. Is going to be a big thing, a big factor in the game. And then obviously in the run game, Majay Frederick is going to have to play a vital role in what we're doing. Obviously Cooper Crosby for sure. But we look for our wideouts to have a good game and really be able to move the chains and help us make some big plays. So Parker's going to have a great game. He's done a lot of film study to make sure they kind of run the same coverages. A year ago we had one of our better passing games against them in the season. And so some of those things we're going to try to look at, and then obviously they're going to make a couple of tweaks here and there, so we got to be able to tweak to that as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a big game tomorrow night, right?
Oh, yeah.
We're traveling over there. This is going to be their biggest game of the year, obviously.
Absolutely.
How do you keep our guys focused?
Man, I think like what we've talked about, obviously we always practice with noise. We try to
That's pretty cool.
And the point of that is, we have the speakers right there on the sideline, and we have things going as high as we can. And the point of that is try to create chaos to where that all the time, whether we have a home game, road game, whatever, is we are trying to make sure that they are centrally focused on what their task is.
Yeah.
So however that deal goes, is we're able to block those things out and be able to handle it. And so one thing about it is, and as we talk about from our standpoint, is one of the coolest things. Like, you always love playing at home, right? You love playing at home. You got your home crowd, all the things, right? But one of the coolest things as a real competitor is to have a crowd that is fever pitch, and you go make a play and it's just silent.
Yeah.
And so I think our guys, you saw two guys that just came up here too that have a little bit of that moxie about them too. That's where they kind of tick and makes the flip switch. And so really excited about that, having poise, having composure, and being able to execute. Because when you get in these type of games, that's really what it ultimately boils down to. Is we have experience playing in games like that. They don't really. And so now can you play composed, and can that composure help you execute? You do that, you win the game.
Good week of practice?
Oh yeah. It's been a good week. We challenge them. We do a thing, during weeks, sometimes they have to earn practice. And as a team, they got to push that daggum sled a pretty long ways in a very short amount of time to be able to earn the right to practice. And so we did that. We did that again on Wednesday, and they hammered it. It was one of the best times they've ever had doing it from a clock standpoint. And so that just always tells me when we do that, man, our dudes are ready to go. And so the biggest thing for us, obviously, it's going to come out ready to go. We started fast each day of practice this week, because I think that's going to be important in the game, is starting fast and not getting into the game and all that. So I've been happy with our Monday through Thursday. And so right now, make sure we're handling the last 24 hours before the game. And so if we do that, man, I feel good about our matchups. Yep.
How about the mindset of the locker room? Surely they know. Look, it's a big game tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah.
It's title time, right?
It is, man. It's 1-0. It's 1-0, because this is ultimately the deal. Is we want to continue. We've played really well over the last month and a half, and we've done that because we've had great practice weeks. We've done that because we execute. We don't shoot ourselves in the foot. We don't make stupid penalties. We don't put the ball on the ground. We don't drop passes all the time. We're not doing dumb stuff that help you lose a game. And ultimately, we're trying to be on this title run, right? We're trying to make this run in the playoffs. And so, while yes, the region championship is on the line right here, it's also we want to continue to play well because it's coming up and it's right there. So we want to kind of be trending that way to be going towards our best football.
Yeah, you touched on a couple of things what you don't want to do, right? What you want to avoid. If I had to put you on the spot and ask you what's one thing we have to do tomorrow night to come out with a region title and come out with a victory, what would that one thing be?
Man, win field position. Win field position. And the reason that is because if they continuously start drives at the 40-yard line and all that, they will be in four-down territory, which makes their odds of continuing to drive that much better. And so, and it's a good defense in itself too as well, so you don't want to be driving long ways as well. But I think if we win the field position, which kind of coincides with not turning the ball over, getting turnovers, playing really good in special teams and that kind of thing, that will take care of itself.
Yep. There you go, Admiral Nation. We're facing a very, very tough opponent tomorrow night. It's a tough place to go play. It's Halloween night. We've got football weather ordered up for you.
That's it.
Let's all get out on the road. Let's go to D'Iberville and support these guys. We're playing for a region title tomorrow night. Hey, y'all stay with us. This will be our last break. When we come back, we'll have the coaches' closing comments. Y'all stay with us.
Hey, Coach's Corner viewers. We'd like to give you a quick shout out to Exceed Physical Therapy, now serving in locations across Mississippi. Whether you're rehabbing from game day injuries, bouncing back from surgery, or just looking to boost strength, mobility, or balance, Exceed has got your back. And every other joint too. From vertigo and spinal rehab to sports-specific training, pelvic health, manual therapy, dry needling, and even TRX suspension training. They deliver more than expected. Their expert therapists craft a personalized recovery plan that gets you back in the game faster, stronger, and smarter. With 2 locations right here in Gulfport, one in Biloxi and one in Long Beach, Exceed's team of movement specialists is ready to help the Mississippi Gulf Coast exceed their recovery goals. So don't just recover, exceed. Visit exceedtherapy.com and find your nearest clinic. That's exceedtherapy.com. Get back in the game, keep competing, and let Exceed help you bounce back better than ever. Thank you, Exceed Physical Therapy, for supporting the Gulfport High Admiral football team.
I moved to Gulfport High School my 10th grade year. I was at another high school freshman year. 10th grade year I was virtual, so I hadn't stepped foot on the campus at all. The teachers, they didn't really even know who I was, but they were very helpful and accommodating anything. It was a hard time for everyone, so they were very helpful. 11th grade year when I finally moved on campus, it was great. Everyone was very supportive of the things I wanted to do. They have a place for everyone to belong, whatever you want to do in life, and it's really great.
You can follow WGTV Broadcasting on Facebook for links to live stream events and episodes of Admiral Ocean, the school's weekly news program. This is our 7th season and is shaping up to be the best season we've had yet. Coming up on this week's show, we have a recap of the first intersession of the school year. We catch up on what band and theater are currently up to, and we also have a look at how AI is impacting the classroom. And as always, we have the news headlines and an update on Admiral Sports. That's all coming up on episode 6 of Admiral Ocean Season 7. Catch our episodes as soon as they drop Friday mornings on Facebook and our YouTube channel.
Welcome back to the show.
Yep.
Coach Pennick. Coach Pennick and I were talking during the break, and I think Coach Pennick has a pretty cool announcement.
Yeah, in 7th grade, they just wrapped up their season. They're over at our middle school's over at North Gulfport tonight, and we just wrapped up a 42-0 victory over North Gulfport for our 7th grade to finish the year 8-0.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is. And so our 8th grade right now, they're 6-1. They're trying to avenge their only loss of the season tonight to the North Gulfport team, which usually is one of the top 8th grade teams just about every year, and somehow that works out. I don't know how that always happens, but they are, and so we're trying to avenge that only loss, and you do that, and I'm telling you, we went undefeated in the 7th grade, and we went 7-8-1 in the 9th grade and won the coach championship, and then hopefully 8th grade can pull one out tonight and win that championship as well. It's a lot of good things happening right now in Gulfport football.
Yeah, there's a big buzz definitely around the city just about the pipeline and the future of not only all of our athletics but especially our football program.
Ain't no doubt. It's really exciting. It's exciting to have it going on right now, and then it's like to know that it's coming too. So that's even better.
You see a lot of it on the social media. I think we even have that cool picture, right, with the sunglasses.
That's right. The future is bright. I got to give a shout out to Justin and Hillary Jones, my offensive line coach, his wife. She's already said
Trench
SID.
Dogs.
Yeah, Trench Dogs, man. They do a great job with that, and they take a lot of pride in it too. And it's something that you love to highlight our student athletes and those kind of things, and they do a great job with it.
So congratulations to our junior high champions. Mm-hmm. All right, Coach. So here we are, night before the championship, or what will be we'll be playing for a region championship. Just before we get kind of into your closing comments, how proud of you are your guys, man, for just showing the growth that they've shown this year, the resilience?
Yeah, it is, man. I tell you this, after Petal, man, some dark times.
Yeah.
It was dark. It was tough. It was tough on myself, tough on our coaches. Our players really hurt after that loss. And you kind of had a like a fork in the road a little bit, right? Just kind of, man, this is the third year. This ain't quite, going the way I want it to. This kind of, where do we go from here, kind of type of thing. And we just stayed steadfast and talked about. We had a lot of really personal meetings within our team and talked about growth and joy and what do we play this game for and that kind of thing. And then that week against Pascagoula we win pretty big, and just kind of, then obviously the Ocean Springs win kind of really got the ball rolling. Yep. And so the one thing about us, as far as we had some young guys kind of coming in playing some roles they have never done before. And the one thing we talked about all season or all off season going into this season was, it's not all the time about going to be what we do, but it's going to be about how well what we do and we execute it.
Yeah.
And so we really stayed steadfast as a staff about just trying to get better at those things. Not try to throw it in the trash and do something else. And there's always that challenge, right?
Yep.
Man, really a ton of credit to our coaching staff, and then a ton of credit to our players for staying resilient, because they've been hit in the face a lot, with some of these close losses, being so close and being like that. And so just gotten better each and every week.
Yep.
Gotten better each and every week. And a lot of times in high school teams lose games rather than win them.
Yep.
Right? And it's about,
for sure,
fumbles and turnovers and offsides and not blocking the right way and that kind of thing. Guys just continue to execute and get better and better and better each week. That's probably the most thing I'm proud of.
Right. Mm-hmm. That's good. So that was your message, kind of you and your staff's message to the players throughout the season. Mm-hmm. But let's fast forward to tonight, right? We're playing for a region championship tomorrow night. What's you and your staff's message to the players tomorrow before you go run out?
Man, put an exclamation point on this thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we know what we are. And we know what this game is going to be. And, the biggest thing about it, we have been dominating in region play, and put an exclamation point on it.
Sure.
Underline that thing, bold it, italicize it, however you want to do it, but let's let everybody know. And so our guys have had a great week of practice. We know that D'Iberville is going to come out. They're going to play extremely hard, going to play well, and so it's going to be a test. But, the challenge for our guys is to continue to do whatever it takes to go 1-0.
All right, Coach Pennick, final word to the Admiral Nation before we take the field tomorrow on Halloween night.
Halloween night, the freaks are out at that point. The clowns and everything else is going to be good. Hey, get your trick or treating done. Get it done. Get over to the game. Halloween will happen again next year.
That's
the game won't be next year. We're about to go try to win a region title. Get your butt to the stands. Bring all the candy. Have fun. Do all the stuff. Let's go win a region championship.
That's right. Tomorrow night in D'Iberville, 7 p.m. Admiral Nation, we need you there to support these guys. See y'all then. See y'all next week. Thank you, Admiral Nation.
At this time, we'd like to thank all of the support provided for the Coach's Corner each week. Again, thank you to our signature sponsor, Woody's Roadside, for hosting us each week. And our other sponsors, Harborview Oral and Facial Surgery Center, Gulfside Periodontics of Gulfport, Revive and Thrive, Savvy Sliders, and Exceed Physical Therapy. Thank you guys for supporting Gulfport High Admiral football.